A wild goose chase. Ponder over. Experiments. Inventions. Grin. Scrap metal. Confidence. Crest of hill. Snugly. Skidded. Lenny was a boy of different hobbies. Instead of playing with basketball, Lenny would shut himself in his room reading about difficult experiments and new inventions. He was an inventor too. He invented many machines. His next goal was to make wings and to fly high in the sky. He expressed his wish to Rudy, his friend. "Human beings can't fly. You would not even get off the ground," exclaimed Rudy. "You will see," Lenny said mysteriously, and he went down his workshop and began working. Day and night he worked for weeks. He was vanished from world of kids. Then one day he came out of his workshop with a big grin on his face. He called Rudy on the phone. "Tomorrow I will fly, but I need your help," he said. Rudy was amazed. "Really? How it is?" "Yes, it is," and he said ahead, "My wings are a little heavy, though you have to help me drag them to the top of the southern hill." "What did you make them up?" "I made it with scrap metal. I had them lying around from the time and I built my helicopter last year," the young scientist said. "Metal. It would be too heavy to fly." "No, I have calculated all the angles. I will be like a human airplane." "Okay, I'll be there in morning." The next morning, the two friends dragged the wings up to the top of the southern hill, and Lenny strapped them on. "Are you sure about all these?" "Yes, don't worry. The faster I run, the lighter my wings become. The wind will lift me up and I will fly," said Lenny with confidence. Lenny walked back about 50 feet and started running. As he ran, the weight of the wing started to tire his leg and ran slower and slower. Just as he reached the crest of the hill, his legs gave out and he skidded across the ground on his face. Rudy ran up to Lenny. Then he burst into laughter. "Laugh all you want," said Lenny. "They're a little heavy, but I know the shape is just right. I will go back to the workshop and make them out of lighter material." 2 weeks later, Lenny called Rudy. "I have done it. I made the wings out of wood and tissue paper this time. They are so light that I could fly like a bird with them. Come with me. I need a witness." When Rudy came, Lenny was on his workshop's rooftop with newly prepared wings. "I had these left over from the time I had made the giant robot we used for the Halloween last year," said Lenny. "Do you think it is safe to jump off from here in order to fly?" Rudy was worried. "I'll be fine. Do you think it is safe to jump off from here in order to fly?" Rudy was worried. "I'll be fine," saying he walked back a little, took a quick clash and jumped. Ouch! Ouch! There was a squeak from Lenny and the sound of something snapping. The wings broke right off and landed in the middle of some bushes in the garden. "The wings may have been a little weak," Lenny murmured to Rudy, "but I know the shape is just right. I will go back and make them with another material. Something not as heavy as metal and as light as tissue paper." Rudy could not do anything else but to listen. A few weeks later, Lenny called Rudy again for help. This time his wings looked good, made of wax and balsa. "Help me strap them on," Lenny instructed. They fit snugly. There was a handle under each wing, near the tip of the move the wings up and down, and a belt that went around the waist so that the wings would not fall off. "Here we go!" Lenny shouted as he began running down. Fastly as he got to the edge, he started to lift up into the air. He was flying. "Yahoo!" he cried with joy. As he flew higher, he started to worry. "How do I land?" he asked himself. All of a sudden, he noticed that the sun was starting to melt the wax he used in the wings. Scared, Lenny realized that his wings had become very small and he was flying downwards. So he plugged into the trees. Rudy ran up. "Are you all right?" he asked. Lenny checked cuts and bruises on his feet and hands and said, I think so, but I'm definitely going to quit trying to fly. He sighed. He often tells people, if people were meant to fly, they would have wings. Wordpedia. Invention. The act of making new things, mysteriously, without revealing. Grin. A smile of hidden intentions. Scientist. One who do new inventions. Confidence. Feeling to win. Crest. Top flat area. Snugly. Tightly. Experiments. Researches. Test. Vanished. Disappeared. Scrap. Leftover. Strapped on. Tied strips. Tired. To be weary, not in rest. Burst into laughter, heavy laughter. Snapping. Sound of falling down. Plunged. To throw.